Hi, this is One from the K-Sams, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'll be comparing the slime block everybody knows and loves with this new honey block in the upcoming Minecraft 1.15 update. So, why compare it to a slime block? Well, honey blocks behave like slime blocks. They can stick to other blocks. And since the 19W42A snapshot, slime blocks and honey blocks will no longer stick to one another. Let's get started with comparing these two blocks through three different uses. Number 1, trinitotoluene. TNT is a very versatile block in Minecraft, and a couple of uses for TNT that require either one of the sticky blocks are the slime block TNT launchers and the carpet bombers. The slime blocks are good for the TNT cannons because it's bouncy. The honey blocks, on the other hand, are sticky. Therefore, the machine will have a tendency to self-destruct. RIP. Carpet bombers, though, are a different story. Because honey blocks are really sticky, entities will move with the honey blocks, unlike slime blocks, as you'll see here. What this means is that you can make stuff like this. So if I stand on here and press this button here, I'm now moving with this flying machine, and I can move around really easily. Then I can just place the TNT and drop into the ocean. And this even doubles up as a TNT cannon as well. And the best thing about this is that it can even work the other way. But placed on this side, if you just want to use it as a carpet bomber, and then on this side, place TNT and launch it. Number 2, pranking. Messing with other players can be a lot of fun, and with the new honey blocks come new ways of pranking them. For instance, slime blocks has this flaw where it will hurt a mob when you extend the slime block at the right moment when you're bouncing them, as I'll demonstrate with Etho's favourite creeper. Grian learnt this the hard way when pranking an AFK iJevin on Hermitcraft. However, honey blocks don't have this flaw because they're not bouncy. Happy Grian noises. Another property of honey blocks is the inability to jump on it, which is not only good for catching mobs, as you see there, because they think it's just a hill, not a precipice, but it's also good for pranksters. Let me show you an example. You learn that someone who's notorious for dying a lot in Minecraft puts themselves into a precarious situation, which would mean that exact fate. So what you do, knowing where they slept last, is set up that same trap and leave. When they die, they're caught up in your trap. What about slime blocks? Well, they're good for any pollution-based pranks, like this one. They're also good for jump-scared traps, like this big fall that won't kill you. And who could forget the super awesome closet? Number 3. Parkour. Parkour maps are difficult and frustrating. That's why people love it. And with the addition of honey blocks brings along some new parkour mechanics. First off, honey blocks have a slightly smaller hitbox than normal blocks, allowing stuff like this. And you can even jump to the other side. Oh, that's a fail. Take 2. Another fail, but you get the idea. You can also fall slower down it as well. There, I made it. What about slime blocks? Well, for parkour, you can drop onto slime blocks and bounce off it onto another platform, like with repulsion gel from Portal 2. Like that. You could also launch yourself onto another platform like aerial faith plates from Portal 2. Like so. In summary, these blocks are both great blocks because they both have unique properties that differ from each other. That's it for this video. If you've enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. See ya!